Hi, welcome
Hey,
back. It's been a
welcome.
while.
It has been a while.
And the reason being is I went on vacation, and the reason I said that is because the story that I'm going to tell is about an experience I had on vacation. So I was just talking to Lorianne about it, and we had a very interesting aha about tortoise and hare. And as I was walking on the beach, my husband had gone because he was going on another trip, and during our vacation we would walk together on the beach and just really enjoyed the time together. It was really fun, and we got to talk and connect and all that. So it was a really nice time. So as I started walking, I took out my phone and I texted him. I said, "Oh, I miss you. I wish you were here." I don't know what else I said. I immediately get this boom right back in my body, which was, no, you don't miss your husband, you miss you. And I was like, whoa, what? I mean, immediate chills. Like, it was just almost like this amazing,
like this deep knowingness of like, yeah, that's true. That's right.
That is true. That is right. And I thought, oh my gosh, I miss myself. I miss, you're not missing him. Be present, be here right now. And my higher self was just like, no, you miss you being here right now in this moment. Don't think about your husband.
Right, you pulled out your phone, this moment you had with yourself, and you pulled out your phone, distraction. Let me think about what's missing.
What's missing? And I was
Instead
thinking
of
it was
just
my
being-
husband that was missing, but it was, yes, and I did, like I said, I enjoyed that, but it was like, no, you're missing this beautiful present moment with yourself.
Yeah.
Enjoy this. And I mean, and then the rest of the walk, I mean, it was just like the most beautiful walk I'd ever been on. I mean, it was amazing. I saw the water, and just looking at the water and how it was moving. I saw the birds flying. I saw the people sitting on the beach. I saw the sand. I mean, it was just like, it was like this most amazing, beautiful moment that just kind of like opened up. And I was just like, where has this been?
I mean, and it's so interesting, like as you describe that, what I was thinking is that so often we think that when we have a beautiful moment like that, we're supposed to share it. Like, oh, look at the waves, or look at the sunset, or, and then that makes it more special.
Yes.
And it's like,
but the whole time it was just like, it was for me.
it's this,
This
loving
is for
this.
me. I love this.
Only I see it.
Yes.
And there's something so beautiful about that that we don't give ourselves enough.
No. And I think that's why I needed to see that message, which was, I miss you. It was like, I miss you. Like, don't be looking out there and be distracted with your thoughts. Really be in this moment. I miss you in this moment. And there's this beautiful things all around you. And you're distracted with your thoughts about, oh, I miss whatever.
I should be somewhere else. Someone else should be here with me.
Someone else should be here with me to experience this.
Right. If this is going to be joyful, someone else should be here. I can't.
And
just
I can
be
think the
joyful
whole
on my
time
own.
as I'm walking before, when we had walked before on the beach, I would always say, oh, look how pretty the water is. Oh, look at the cute birds. Oh, look at this. And I was like, that's not for him.
Right.
That was for me.
That's what you noticed.
That's what I noticed.
Yeah.
And it just brought me back into myself to really experience that beautiful moment of, don't ever leave. Stay here.
Yeah.
Be here.
Oh my God, I love that.
Oh my gosh. It was so amazing.
And when you were telling that story earlier, that's why we stopped and kind of said, like, we should record this because as the tortoise, this is something that I've known and experienced for a long time. It's like that consciousness and that presence of like, I'm just in this moment. And this moment is for me, and I don't need to be anywhere else. And I'm not thinking of anybody else.
Yeah.
Except,
and you've had that, you've had that kind of knowingness for a long time.
I have. And I have
dismissed
felt
it,
a lot of guilt around it. Because I have felt like if I didn't miss people or want to share it with people, or like if I wasn't inviting someone else to share it with me, you know, then I was being cold, right? That I wasn't. I was like, what's wrong with you? You're a tortoise. You're in your shell. You should be seeking it out. You should be. And I remember people would say to me like, well, you don't miss me?
Yeah.
You don't like,
don't you want to hang out with me?
Right, exactly. Or like, aren't you so eager to get
Yeah.
back? And I'm like, well, I'll enjoy it when I get there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be with you, and I'm going to love
You will really
that,
be present with them.
and I'll
Yeah.
be present with you. But
Yeah.
here, I'm here now.
Yeah.
And I'm not with you right now.
Right.
So I'm just enjoying this moment.
Oh, that is such a big, huge lesson.
And
I love that.
when you shared that story
Yeah.
with me,
Yeah.
that actually just released me from punishing myself for being that kind
For
of
feeling
person.
bad that you were
In those
actually
moments.
doing it all along
Yeah.
and really enjoying this moment with yourself.
Right. And not feeling like you're such a bad person
Yeah.
and disconnected from people.
Right. You should be wanting to reach out. You should want to miss people. You should want this stuff. And it's like, but I like how you said that in the moment when you're with them, you don't miss them. You're there with them. You're present. And when you're by yourself, you're with yourself.
Yeah.
And you don't, it's not that you're bad that you don't want to be with them. It's just that this is such a beautiful moment for you.
Right.
And that's what it's meant for.
And I've always been poor at like reaching out and keeping connected with friends, and I feel so blessed because I have the most amazing friends who know that about me and love me anyway. They know that the second I'm with them, I am
You're
with
there.
them.
You're
I'm
present.
in it.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
just loving every minute.
For sure.
And so I've always made sense of it. I don't not reach out to you because you don't cross
It's not
my
that
mind,
you don't,
or
yeah,
I
you're
don't
not thinking
care
of
about
them.
you. It's
Right.
that I'm just in my life in the
Yeah.
moment, experiencing what comes across my path in every moment.
And I'm always out there searching, wanting to have that. Do they miss me? Do they want me to be with them? They need me. I need them. Did it, and all that stuff. And until I got that moment, so this is why we talked about tortoise and hare. Is just like, boom, I got it, like right away.
Yeah.
And it was
you were
just
like, this is right.
This is okay.
This is how I want to
Yeah.
continue my life.
Yeah.
And me, tortoise.
You've known
like
all
I've,
along.
I've known it. I've experienced it, but I beat myself up.
Yeah.
I doubt it. I'm wrong. There's
Yes.
something wrong with me. My heart needs to be more open. I should need people more. I
Right.
should want people more.
And here I am doing all that, searching, needing people, and then what is it giving me? It's not really giving me anything. It's just another distraction until I can come back and be in my shell. Be not in my shell in a negative way, but be here with me.
Yeah, like be in your. And I
in my
loved how
body.
you put it, which was, you wrote "I miss you" to your husband. And then immediately it's like your higher self. I mean, it gives me chills
I know.
now
I
as we
mean,
talk about
it's
it.
so crazy.
Immediately, like your higher self, your consciousness
Yeah.
was like, you don't miss
You
him.
don't know.
You miss
you.
you.
This whole experience of not really being present, like, when you look out at the beach and you see the beach and you're like, oh, it's so beautiful, and you see the birds and you see all that, but like really knowing that and being there present without any thoughts about anybody else, it's like, you can't explain it.
You can't.
It's just,
it's a beautiful way to live, honestly. I mean, it's such a
and it's like, why don't we do that more
relaxing-
often?
Right.
But we just get so distracted and so in our heads and with our egos and all of that. It's so difficult to be aware of that until you finally are aware of it. And you're just like, oh, because before, I don't think I would have ever known that I said, I miss you, without that immediate back to myself and being like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
No, you miss you.
Yeah, exactly. So you give me permission to be okay with what I've been for so long.
And you gave me permission in the sense of like, I'm not wrong. I've thought this for a long time, because I used to like to go to the movies by myself, go get dinner by myself when I was single and college age after I graduated college. I did really like to do those things, but also felt like, oh no, I still need somebody with me. I should have a friend with me. I should have a boyfriend with me. I should have. And I always kind of had that feeling though in here that it was all okay. And I did enjoy it. I really did like to be with myself,
Right, and we ignore that, don't we?
Yeah.
Because we're like, well, what are other people thinking? They might think I'm alone because I'm not nice, or
Exactly.
nobody would
Yeah.
want to be with
Right.
me, and so
Right.
then we just decide to believe that story
Of
rather
course.
than the experience of like, this is kind of nice.
This is nice.
I'm just enjoying this,
Yeah.
and then just having it for yourself. You don't have to share it with anyone, and that's my other piece too. I've
Yeah.
always felt like people are like, oh, you're private, and it's like, I don't need to share.
No. And then what is it the sharing about? Like, what is it that they're needing you to share? Like, is it really about them?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it's like, you could ask me and I'll tell you
yeah,
whatever.
right.
But I don't feel the need to be like, so I went to the beach
Yeah.
and I saw this and this
Yeah.
and I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
and maybe I
interesting.
still, you know, I still punish myself. I still tell myself, you could be better. Do you know what I mean? When it comes to those things.
Yeah.
But just hearing your story really gave me permission to be like, you know what? It's okay. It's actually
okay,
kind
and
of,
I've done that for so long, and I'm okay that I've done that. There's
right.
nothing wrong with
and
it.
the fact that people judge me for
Yeah.
it is their own stuff.
That's what I was kind of thinking of. Like, they want you to share with them, but it's like, why do they want you to share? That's their issue. That's their stuff that they need to work through. This is just about you.
Yeah.
And they'll maybe eventually get there.
Yeah. Well, and
I don't know.
And again, it's like I have such beautiful friends that just know me as that now and are confident enough.
And that's funny that you say that too, because I remember when we first started being friends, and I would say either to my girls or maybe even just to myself, I'd be like, gosh, I wish Lorianne would just like text me and I want to hang out with her and this and that. But it was never your thing.
Yeah.
And I was always like, oh, maybe she doesn't like me. Maybe she doesn't want to hang out with me.
Right.
You know, because I would always reach out to you and be like, oh, well, and I have a couple of friends that are like that too, where I always reach out, but I know they're very good friends of mine, and there's never, but you know, we always go back into our egos and being like, oh, well, they don't like me, they don't want to be with me, because if they don't reach out to me, then they're not my friends,
right?
Or they're not really my friends, but really, the way you explained it like that, it makes so much more sense. That it's not that they don't care about you or miss you or want to be around you. It's just that they're okay just being by themselves right now. And later on, when you're together, it's really fun and cool, and you're present.
And you're
oh
there.
My gosh, yeah.
But I'm just not one to go and seek that out.
Yeah.
I'm more of and maybe I'm more passive. Again, turtle.
Yeah.
Just kind of like sitting here waiting to see what comes across my path.
Yeah.
So that I can prepare for whatever. I don't know, but when something comes across my path, I was just talking with Craig about this. We're going to go on a little.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just talking with Craig about this as far as I have learned lately. Like I used to be the kind of person where if I was in something and I got distracted, I'd be irritated.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm doing something and
especially if it's
like
the kids or something, and you're just like, really?
Yeah, one of the kids comes in. But since we've been talking, and I think you've kind of helped me with this too, because I think you've mentioned it before, and Byron Katie maybe even saying that, like, okay, Jackson just walked in. I guess it's time for me to pay attention to Jackson.
Yes.
Like, I was doing this, but now this is here.
Right.
And so now it's time for me to be here. And that's been hard for me a little bit.
Oh.
But much of my life is lived that way, only when I'm like super attached to an activity that I'm doing.
Oh, yeah.
But if we could be in more flow like that.
Yeah, I've had to learn that a lot lately too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a practice because, you know, as you're saying that, I was thinking about last year when I was working, and I'd come home from work and want it to be my time. And what did I do? I immediately went on my phone, went on, you know, Instagram, Facebook to be distracted. And
my time, but you're giving your time to all of these.
Literally.
Right.
And it was, I always would say oh, it's such a time suck. I never get anything from it. It's just a distraction, right? And my girls would come in and they'd be like, Mom, you're always on your phone. And I would get so mad. I was like, no, I'm not. This is my time. I need my time. And if I was just present enough to be like, they're coming in to be with you, notice. And actually, this just came in too. I don't know. I'm getting like all these little, you know. I used to watch Oprah a long time ago. And she had a guest on. I want to say it was Toni Morrison or something, like one of those big authors or whatever. And one of the things she said was, when your kids come into the room, notice them. I'm totally botching her message, but it was
the way
something
she
like
said it so eloquently.
it was like but it was kind of like, don't just be on your phone and be like, oh yeah, like I hear them talking. Like really look at them and notice them and see them, because they're there for a reason. Like there's always this reason here. Like you were saying, like, oh, my kid's coming in to see me right now. It's this is not a big deal.
Right.
It's
like,
your kids coming
close
in,
it,
close
put
it up,
down,
put it down. Even
look.
if it's like this, it's a deadline for something or you have to do whatever. It's like, really, that's not a big deal. It's your kids coming in to be with you, to be present with you. Yeah. And allowing that to be when all we want to do is like, nope, I'm focused on this, or I'm focused on my phone, or I'm focused on whatever, dinner, anything, allowing that person, that experience to just be is the most beautiful part of it. That's that present moment, the presence.
Yeah. And I think, right, allowing the flow and allowing when a friend reaches out or we
don't have to do anything. I mean, that's what I think, like, that's the biggest thing for me, to be like, oh, I have to be doing this, I have to be doing this. And nope, we don't have to do anything. It'll literally happen to us.
Right.
Happen for us. We just have to be aware of it and allow it and see the beautiful gift that God's showing us in that moment.
And there are times when I'm like, oh, I want to reach out to and ask them a question.
Yeah.
Or I want to, and so I do that and then let it go.
Yep.
Right? And
that's so good, because I have such a hard time doing that, because I always want to think about, like, oh, well, maybe I didn't say that right, or why am I wanting to ask them? What am I needing? This and that. It's like
I've done that
like all
100 times as well. Yes.
Yeah.
This is a practice that has kind of developed. But yeah, totally. Yeah. But I've gotten to the point now where it's like, okay, I feel like I want to do this. I'm going to write it. And whatever happens.
I love that. Yeah, I agree with you there. That's definitely helped me a lot. I mean, it's definitely a practice. But it's I can see my old patterns coming in when I get to that. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said this. Maybe I did say this. But yeah, it's just a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I actually have another thing coming up. It's a story, but I don't know if I want to add it to this.
Okay.
This one. Maybe we'll do another video.
Okay.
Similar to what we were talking about, but maybe we'll do it another video.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thanks, you guys. Have a good one.
Bye.